Hi guys, I'm going to go straight into this one. This is my kitchen. This is where every person's abs are going to be made in your own kitchen. So this is where mine are made. Well, judge for yourself. So for a start, that's brown sugar. Yes, it's brown, but it's still sugar. That has to go. Spreads. That's marmalade. Again, there's so much sugar in that. That, honey, even bread. Try to cut bread out. They have to go. Protein bars. Yeah, there's protein in it, but there's only about 20% protein in that. What's the other 80%? That has to go, unfortunately. Crisps. They have to go. Candy crisps. Pizzas. Indian meals. Takeaways. Chinese. Burgers. Chips. Greasy fries. McDonald's. You name it. Everything like that. You can't eat them if you want a six-pack. A six-pack starts with nutrition. Good, wholesome food. So food like good meats, beef, chicken, lamb, any of those meats, just whole meats, good cuts of meat. Vegetables, carrots, broccoli, you name it. Choose any vegetable, it doesn't matter. They're all going to be good for you. You can eat brown rice, you can eat white rice, you can eat pasta, so long as they're in reasonable portions. This doesn't stop you eating, but it stops you eating junk. Junk like this. You can't eat that if you want a six-pack, because your six-pack starts in the kitchen and ends in the kitchen. It's all to do with nutrition. You can replace, there's that there, that's sugar-free. Everybody can get one of these in Ireland, in England. They're in both countries. I'm not sure about the States. I'm not sure many people watch me in the States, but if you do, I'm sure there's alternatives, sugar-free alternatives. There's loads of places where you can get stuff like that. If you want your sweet taste, you can still get it. There's sugar-free alternatives. I've seen in our local shop down the corner here, an ice cream that's for diabetes. Very low sugar. It tastes no different. It's still vanilla ice cream. And it tastes great. So there are alternatives. You don't have to starve yourself in order to get a six-pack. So that's the first part, the kitchen. That's where it starts, that's where it ends. The second part is your exercises. So a little bit of a story. When I was 14 to 16, 17, up to 20 actually, I was cycling to the extreme. I was doing at some points when I was in school up to the age of 18, 500 miles a week. I was lean, I was fit, I was doing sports. I was made to do sports at least 2 hours a day, including matches and runs and different events on Saturdays. So 5-6 days a week, I was out 2 hours a day, every day. And I was lean. Do you think I had a six-pack? No, I didn't have a six-pack. I didn't have a six-pack because I didn't exercise my abs. You have to exercise them. If you want them popping out, they have to be full. They have to be developed. If they're not full and developed, you're just going to have a flat tummy. You'll look good, but you won't have a six-pack. Exercise is your second key point. So nutrition first, sort that out. Second one is exercise. So you have to incorporate loads of different movements. You can't just rely on a simple movement like a crunch to get you a six-pack. You can do 50, 60, 70 sit-ups. You're not going to get a six-pack. You have to do more. You have to incorporate twists. Your muscle fibers go in that direction. sideways. They don't go in that direction. So twists are important to get those fibers good and bulky, adding weight in your twist. So add a 10 kg, add a 20 kg, twist with that, with a plate or a dumbbell, it doesn't matter, so long as you've got that weight twisting, and do it on a slow exercise. Don't just throw it around. Do it like you mean it, like every rep counts. Go nice and slow. You're going to have to incorporate leg movements, raising your legs. That's where the V comes in. That V there and there is from raising legs. So you have to incorporate that into exercises. Hang from a bar, raise your legs. Even if you have to bend your knees, raise your legs. If you can do it straight-legged, even better. Only go just over halfway and down. That's all you need to do. Raise your legs up and down, and you'll get that V. The other one is using weight in crunches. So if you have a crunch machine in your gym, use that. Add weight to it. Even if you can just do 10 reps. You don't need to do 50, 60 reps to get abs. 10 reps, add weight, you're good. That'll get you abs. It'll get you that abs across the top here. But without the nutrition, you're not going to have them. So nutrition first, exercise second. There's two things I want to show you here. First thing to remember is that abs are partly genetic as well. So six-pack might never be what you achieve. It might be a 5-pack or a 4-pack. Arnold Schwarzenegger, for instance, only had 4-pack. He didn't have a 6-pack. So I have two muscles up here that you can barely see. They're right there and there. Very small. And then another two, another two, another two, another two down there. So we all have 10, but how many is shown all depends on who you are, what your genetics is. You might have 5, 6, you might have 8, you might have all 10. You might be one of those lucky people that has every single one of their abs show. And also it depends what kind of body fat percentage you get to as well. So you might only have to get to 15 and their abs will show. I'm at about 7, 6% at the moment, and my abs barely show. So I have to go even lower to get them to really show. So you might be one of those unfortunate people to never have abs. Because, let me just grab this. This is what I would equate abs to. A toilet roll. So this inner ring here are your abs. You have to shed all this fat here from the rest of your body before your abs show. So for me, my face, my arms, my legs, my chest, my bum, everywhere else has to go fat-wise before my abs will show. I'm one of those very unfortunate people where the first weight I put on is here, right over my belly button. So you might be fortunate that everywhere else is the first place you put your weight on and your waist is the last place. So it really depends on you. The other thing I want to quickly go over is a couple of exercises. The first being the leg up movement, and then the leg side movement. So your leg sides, your ab muscles go in this direction, sideways. Your fibers go in that direction. They meet in the middle here, but they meet sideways. So twisting is always going to be important. So any kind of twisting motion, add a weight. Even if it's 5 kg, 10 kg, 20 kg, it really doesn't matter as long as you're adding weight. Force against gravity so that you're coming back, so that way slowly make every rep count. So go nice and slow. You don't want gravity to be pulling you down here. You want to be going against gravity and going nice and slow. So when you're leaning back with the weight, nice and slow, make every rep count. The other thing is, sorry about the light, I can't do much about that. The doorway, unfortunately, it's dark under there. But I want to show you a couple of leg up movements. First of all, the side one. So it's a simple side movement leg exercise. Just go up until you hit your elbow. Simple as that. So if you can get about 8-10 reps of that, that's good for your lower abs. You'll get the V down the bottom here, the V taper all the way down to the bottom. So incorporate that in your workout. The other exercise is a straight up movement. So again, keep your legs slightly bent or all the way bent. Depends on how much you can do in the beginning. In the beginning, you'll probably just do a simple movement. Just up, touch the ground, up, touch the ground. Simple like that. Eventually, what you'll be doing is straight legs. And again, that'll be exercising your lower abs to get the V into your abs. It'll also be exercising in part some of these abs as well. So it's a good ab to do. Then when you're going on the crunch machine, don't forget to add weight. Even if you get 10 reps done, it doesn't matter. It's adding the weight that counts, pushing those muscles out, making them stronger. So add weight. Imagine there's a bar going through your head. Hold it, elbows in, crunch down, and resist the temptation to come back up quick. So you can see my arms are coming down at the same time as my head. So a good crunching motion. There's no difference there between my elbows, arms, head, all locked in, coming down at the same time. So it needs to be a good motion, resisting the upward motion. You can see I'm kind of crunching down nice and quick, but coming up nice and slow. So I'm getting the most out of this. Is a good weight as well. This is about 80 kilograms weight that I'm crunching here. So with this one, my legs are going to come straight up. So I'm trying to keep my torso as straight as possible to lessen the movement in my top part of my body. Hinging from my hips is the most important thing. I can keep my legs a little bit bent, but it's the hinge from the hips pulling my legs up to my body. I'm trying to keep that body as still as possible. So, keeping the body still, legs up, keep the movement the same throughout the exercise. So this next one is my exercise I was showing at my house, the neutral grip, legs twisting to the side. Again, it's the same technique. You've got to try and keep that body as still as possible and bring the legs up. So nice, resist the temptation to just let those legs fall down. So nice easy swing. Don't swing backwards as well. It's got to end down the bottom, not behind your back. Keeping the body as still as possible. You can twist a little bit. Keep that body nice and still, and that's it. So next movement's more complex movement. Takes a good bit of core strength to do this one. Again, the same techniques are involved, keeping the torso straight. Resist the temptation to swing all the way back and get momentum. Keep the hips the point of the pivot. So ending down the bottom right there and swing back up again. Might take you a while to get this one.